No Man's Sky Desolation update just went live with this new patch 2.6. The Desolation update adds Derelict Freighters, freighter customization, player titles, insane new lighting and more. So let's go through this epic new update to No Man's Sky. Yeah, this update looks frigging beautiful. So far I've been in game a little bit and it just looks fantastic. There is a trailer which I'll link below if you guys want to see it. But yeah, as far as the actual information goes, Derelict Freighters, the remains of hastily abandoned freighters, float adrift through space. Those who dare to explore these haunted corridors will find great reward and great danger. Derelicts are found all across space, but travellers seeking salvage opportunities can acquire specific coordinates from a local scrap dealer for the right price. They've actually improved freighters, they've improved Derelict Freighters now, so it's pretty freaking sweet. We can actually go on them and do stuff. And of course, here's more about the stuff we can do on them. Procedurally generated interiors. Derelict Freighters are procedurally generated, with no two interiors the same. The only way to learn the fate of the crew is to step through the airlock and find out for yourself. And as you can see, they look amazing inside. Atmospheric danger. Uncovering the freighter's secrets won't be easy, as these derelicts are full of danger. As the crew's fled, systems failed. The lights are off, life support and gravity are offline, and security AI has gone haywire. Deadly infestations. Some freighters have been infested with a sinister alien presence. Whatever you do, do not disturb the nests. And that just looks friggin' awesome, just aliens everywhere. Kind of terrifying for permadeath this would be, I imagine. Procedural stories. Each derelict freighter has a unique story to tell. Uncover hints about each crew member's fate by retrieving ship logs and personal effects, and ultimately gain access to the captain's log for insight into the vessel's final hours. Even shows teleporters being on the freighters there, which is friggin' sweet. Then shows a few new items like captain's log, crew manifest, emergency something, and security credentials maybe? And here is the scrap dealer on a space station there. Absolutely love his setup, that looks really cool. Very Anthem-esque. And while Anthem had some issues, it was quite a beautiful game. Improved bloom effects, now this is just fantastic. A new technique for bloom lighting has been implemented, resulting in enhanced colour vibrancy and a softer ambience around light sources. It does look so much better. If you look at the before and after, look at these plants here. That looks amazing. As you can see on my normal mode freighter here, the crops just look insane now. They look so good, it's ridiculous. Just everything looks so much better. The intensity and quality of lens flare has been revisited, and the sun is now an additional source of lens flare. Lens of dust is much more evident, and the halo effect surrounding bright light sources is subtly animated. New lighting effects. New volumetric light sources have been added, and the exosuit torch beam is now textured with realistic lens artifacts, enhancing the atmosphere of derelict freighters. Like before, I would describe this as, if it wasn't properly lit it looked terrible. Now everything looks good, even when like the shadows look amazing. Salvage freighter technologies. Extract upgrades from derelict freighters and use these personalised unique items to both upgrade your freighter and make it reflect the history of ships you've scavenged. As well as improvements to your capital ship's warp drive, new fleet upgrades can be found and fitted to your freighter. These boosts will permanently improve the abilities of your frigates as they explore the universe. In addition, freighter upgrades are no longer restricted to technology inventory and may be installed in the general freighter inventory. To summarise that lot, you can increase the slots on your freighter, now I'm guessing to 48. It's also upgrade to your frigates and more here. Freighter inventory upgrades. Salvage auto-expanding freighter modules from derelicts and graft additional inventory space onto your capital ship's cargo hold. Hells yes, this is big and awesome and something like all this stuff is stuff, it's either stuff we've been asking for or stuff we didn't know we wanted but we do. Freighter customization, a big one that's been asked for. Your capital ship can now be recoloured from the upgrade control terminal on the freighter bridge. There seems to be no other visual outer customization than the colour, but that's freaking awesome. It's a small thing that is great, so I'm quite glad they added that. It's not too OP, You still got to get the design right. And yeah, and hunting for a new S-Class capital freighter because your old one switched colours at some point like a year ago is annoying. So this is great. And for me, I've still got my Atlas Rises freighter, so I will be colouring it. Though I'll mention the colours are locked by default, or at least were for me when I logged in earlier. All colours were locked. I assume I'll have to unlock these colours by exploring Derelict Freighters, which is another pretty cool thing. So there is some extra pay into this. Freighter inventory management. Freighter storage boxes can now be accessed directly from the inventory screen tabs. This is huge. Being able to actually access these stuff without going to each individual one on the freighter is great. I know we could access it by transferring on the freighter, but you couldn't choose where stuff went, or you couldn't. Basically, this is so much better. Just way better. I'm super happy about this. As an inventory organization kind of weirdo, I like when I have more control over my inventory, so this is just fantastic. So thank you for that, HG. Freighter teleporter. No longer is this only a thing for PC players who have turned off base building restrictions, and even then you could only leave the freighter via teleporter, you couldn't teleport back. Now they've added freighter teleporters. You can build the teleporter aboard the freighter and be able to use it to go as well as come back. This is amazing. Improved combat mechanics. Multi-tool weapons have been rebalanced with a focus on a faster paced, more dynamic and more satisfying combat experience. Sentinel health and weapons have been tweaked, and combat reinforcements now spawn in greater numbers. Weapon visuals including crosshairs, muzzle flash, camera shake and projectile visibility have all been improved. It's awesome that they've improved the fighting with Sentinels and Sentinel encounters, but how beautiful is that screenshot? Holy crap, looks so good. Space encounter guidance. Mining asteroids in space now has a chance to reveal an anomaly detection beacon. These single-use devices can probe local space and detect nearby anomalous objects for investigation and potential rewards. Fantastic. We now have like an extra way to find the random stuff in space, which is pretty damn sweet. Player titles celebrate milestones and express individuality with hundreds of unique player titles. So yeah, basically these play titles, they're awesome. You can put them on using the customizer. You get a title for lots of different achievements and stuff, and for every rank that you get with an alien faction, as well as like the Merchants Guild and stuff, you get like a new one. I'm currently sporting Xaine the Starborn, which is pretty sweet. There's even a Master Architect, but you only need to place 200 build items to get that one. That seems really odd. Expect you kind of need more, like Master, I'd have thought would be like place 10,000 or something. Granted, that's a lot, but still. New Nexus missions. More varieties of multiplayer missions are available at the Nexus on the Space Anomaly. Group up with other travellers to survey the life and geography of exotic planets, or assist lost souls whose starships have met an unfortunate fate. So yeah, new missions, awesome. So a lot of the missions were getting a bit old. A lot of them you didn't really want to repeat that much. I didn't anyway. I tended to just do the easy ones like pirates and stuff. If they make them more interesting, that's just great. So this is so cool. So the first interesting thing in the patch notes themselves is actually each star system has one derelict freighter style, allowing travellers to share the portal address of systems with particularly interesting wrecks. Now it's interesting that I've actually noted this, because in the past they wouldn't have said this and we'd have just figured it out, because that's what we do. We're a player base, we fiddle about with it and we just randomly work out what consistencies are in the game. Now it seems they know we will do this and they've marketed it as a plus, which it is for sure. They know we will find them, we'll find out about it and we'll share those addresses. So they've just cut to the chase and mentioned it, which is quite cool. So yeah, these are specific to the system, and which means we can document them, which is fantastic. New lore and story content can be found when retrieving the captain's log, so this might be what the Atlas Rises writer was working on, or at least some of it. Of course, for anyone who's watching who isn't sure about how the random encounters work in space, you basically just pulse and then you'll get some encounters every so often, so then just come out of pulse and it will be in front of you. So yeah, they just mentioned that that's how you find them. Well, one of the ways. Emergency broadcast receivers are expensive and may escalate in accordance with demand. Prices reset each day. I guess so this is so you can't just grind and grind and grind them, which kind of makes sense to add some kind of limitation to it, just so you can't although still this is a grinding game. I don't know, it's an interesting one. Each week, Iteration Helios offers a free emergency broadcast receiver. Derelict Freighters offer many lucrative rewards. Valuable items and large number of nanites. That's good. I wonder how many nanites. Definitely going to find that out and let you guys know as soon as possible. The opportunity to sell the data logs for nanites or standing. That's a cool concept, I like that. The ability to use the Derelict Freighters engineering systems to extract a piece of the freighter's technology to fit into your own capital ship. Of course, awesome. And the ability to use the Derelict Freighters engineering systems to generate new inventory slots for your capital ship, taking new expandable bulkheads to the upgrade station on your freighter bridge to apply them. Yeah, it just mentions that to upgrade your ship, to get the blueprints for your ship, and to customize your ship, it's the same terminal which is in the main freighter bridge. So it's the first console out of the 4 around the center console. It's the first one you see, so just head to there and that's where you can upgrade stuff. This one's interesting. Fixed an issue that prevented the installation of technology within a freighter's general inventory. That was an issue? Wasn't that just how they intended it? That's really odd that they're calling that an issue. I don't know. I guess it's fixed there or something? It's odd. This is a really interesting feature now. Capital ships now contribute stats to the success of fleet expeditions. Different freighters have different base levels of fleet coordination. This stat can be improved with new procedural technologies salvaged from derelict or abandoned freighters. So this is quite cool. It seems you can install technology into your freighter now that will improve the completion ability, that's an odd way of saying it, of frigate missions. So interesting and quite cool. Okay, so here's some more just factual details about the Sentinels. Sentinel health has been lowered, but once alerted and hunting the player, they now spawn in larger groups. Sentinel weapon speeds have been adjusted to improve the feel of combat. That's pretty cool. Player projectiles and aiming have been adjusted to improve the feel of combat. In general, player weapon reload speeds have been reduced and clip sizes increased. Ooh, cool. The base damage of the boltcaster has been increased. Ricochet is no longer in the pool of procedural upgrades. Specific technologies have been added to the research tree on the Space Anomaly that will add ricochet functionality to weapons if desired. That's really nice, having to constantly change your upgrade because friggin' ricochet kept showing up, and even if you wanted it you only needed it on one upgrade, and getting it on all of them was just infuriating, so that's really cool. I'm glad they've done that. The boltcaster and the scatter blaster now fire in bursts. Holding down fire will trigger short gaps between salvos. These can be adjusted with new technologies. That's quite cool, so there's now a burst shotgun and a burst assault rifle. Increase the speed of boltcaster and scatter blaster projectiles, making it easy to hit targets. Definitely useful considering they've now made it burst. Added tracer lines to the boltcaster projectiles. Increase the minimum damage of the blaze javelin if firing without charging. That's pretty cool. Decrease the cooldown time for the blaze javelin. Increase the speed of FOV zoom when using the combat scope. Pretty cool. Let's get some quick scope in action in there. So yeah, here it doesn't really say much more on the new Nexus missions, but it says a little bit. Added a new style of Nexus multiplayer mission focused on exploration. Then also added a new style of Nexus multiplayer mission focused on rescuing stranded travellers. Reworked the dig site Nexus multiplayer missions to allow progress from any type of bone rather than requiring only very rare bones. That's pretty cool. Because each one there's ones that was fine most of the time, but sometimes it was just ridiculous. Summoning the Space Anomaly while in pulse drive will now correctly disengage the pulse engine. That's actually pretty useful, that just speeds things up slightly. Added a new item, the repair kit. This can be used to repair any damaged subcomponent. In place of its required materials, the kit is consumed upon use. That's pretty cool, I actually really like that. Because some things are just like a bitch to get the stuff to fix. Like if you need friggin' deuterium or something to fix your pulse splitter, it's just annoying to get. So that's actually really cool, I like that. Multiplayer player names are now shown when hovering over systems in the galaxy map. That's actually pretty awesome. I feel like this could do with like a toggle. Obviously we've got multiplayer on and off, but it'd be nice if you could just toggle. Well, I suppose this probably runs off the waypoint on player toggle. So if you turn that off, hopefully people can't see you, but it should work that way. That one's slightly tricky to test on my own. And that's it for the patch notes. One thing I will add, which I'm pretty sure wasn't there before, but I can't be completely 100% certain, but the story egg is now in the wiki, in the in-game menu. I'm pretty sure that before it wasn't in the product tables, and if it's in the wiki, it is in the product tables now, which means we're probably going to get this. This is either in this update or we're getting it soon or something, so that's interesting. So yes, thank you for watching, folks. Consider subscribing to get more No Man's Sky news, guides and other stuff. Definitely going to be doing guides on this stuff, so keep an eye out for that. If you want to help support the channel, I've got a Patreon, YouTube memberships, also got a Teespring store with loads of awesome Gumfin merch, and that's all linked in the pinned comment with the Discord and website, which the website is constantly updated with new stuff. And yeah, the Discord is probably the primary place for the general Xaine community, as well as the UAS. So yeah, it's all there down below. Thanks for watching, folks, and have an amazing day.